That's what this business is all about. This isn't just a business, it's about relationships. Now I'm going to challenge you all, because you got a moral sense of responsibility. First of all, every one of you ought to be a product of the product. If you ought to, the first way to challenge this is look at your own circumstances. If you haven't done that already, I want permission to come in as a coach and give you a free beating. Who gives me permission for a free beating? And by the way, if you ask me a question, do you expect me to answer it? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
So if I ask you a question, you know what I expect?
Yes.
Yeah, so you respond. So who gives me permission to give me a free beating? Raise your hand, big guy. Yeah, right, exactly. Now, how young are you?
26.
20. Oh, right, my man. You come over to Naples. How old are you?
22.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Now, why aren't y'all recruiting young tucks like that? You know what? You have a mother and father?
Oh, yeah.
Why aren't they here? Next week, I'm going to teach you what you have to say to them and bring them here. Is that clear? Will you do what I say when I say and do exactly what I ask in reference to this business? Fair enough. How about you?
Okay.
See, that's exactly what I'm building with now. Okay? Now, how many of you here have ever had a child? Great! How many of you are married, or been married, or have several marriages? Okay, great! All right. See, all those people in your life, what are you doing with them? You are morally responsible to communicate the message if you believe what Lindsay just said. Now watch this one. See, I love how he said it, but here's the deal. In this room, I just like it real. Okay, I don't like hype, I don't like all that crap, I like bottom line stuff. I'm in my fourth quarter. Hello. So time is more valuable than money to me. Everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Hello. And that's scary. So you ought to be moving a lot quicker. Am I right or right?
Yeah.
Right. Just checking. I want to see if you're all alive, right? So what was I Oh, right, here we go. Right. In this room of all of you, who in here knows somebody that was 65 or younger right now that either had a heart attack, stroke, or some form of cancer still living? Raise your hand. Amen. Raise your hand, everybody. Everybody, that's 100%. So guess what? If there's 20 people in the room here, right? Do the math. Most of you are going to have a heart attack, stroke, or cancer soon. My hand's up for me at 48. I had 2 stents put in my heart. 2. Not for the price of one either. They charge me for both of them. Okay. Now, fit. You never know when it's your number. And when I hear that crap, I used to go, nah. You never think it's going to be you. You never think so. And if you're going to be prudent, I think we have a moral sense of responsibility to ourselves and our family to protect our future. So I want to plan a retirement. And Lindsay asked me before, and that's what I learned from this guy, Art Williams. And the first thing that hit me right in the head, he goes, pay yourself first. I go, oh, I like that. Because nobody else is going to. I might as well pay myself. The truth is, we were dead broke when we were a young kid. I owed back rent, Roy. I owed rent. I was taking down. You can ask her this. I didn't even pay my rent. I paid me first. It stayed like that for regardless of whatever. I make it up. I go and say, hey, it'll be another month. How many of you have been broke? I've been broke. Okay? And listen, when you got cash, you're a smash. When you're broke, you're a joke. Right or right?
Right.
And there's only 3 kinds of people in this world. You know what they are? You know what they are, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, you mind if I tell you?
No, please tell me.
Okay, I will. There we go. Okay? There's those that make things happen, those that watch things happen, those that don't know what the heck is happening. Which one are you? Are we right or right?
Right.
Now, here's where you get all intimidated nervous. Some of you go out and get maybe excited about this, the whole concept here, and you go out and throw up on everybody. You see, and you don't do that. You see, I love what he said. You got to learn to be coachable. And now we don't know how to be coachable. See, the only difference between you and me is the way we think. Now, ain't that something? Hello? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
The only difference between you and me is the way we think. And the only difference between you and Ron Blumkamp is the size of his wallet. Yo! How many of you would like his wallet? I will assure you it's big. Okay? But he earned it. There's no free lunch here. Everybody get that? And here's what's neat. It's a level playing field. I want to be somebody. I want to be independent. I want to be free. I don't want anybody putting a squeeze on me. I don't want to get up out of bed and have to go to work. I don't want to put up with the crap. If I want to go fishing, I don't want to call somebody to ask permission. I just want to go. I want to control my life and not let everybody else do it. Am I making any sense?
Yes.
Now, you ain't going to do that unless you learn how to build a business. That's what you're here to learn. Besides, see, you know what I relate this to? He doesn't know this, but I call this the greatest consumer advocacy group ever. How many of you ever get Consumer Reports and read it? Hello, are you old enough to understand Consumer Report? Great magazine, go get it. They rate everything, non-profit group, go out and say, see, consumer advocacy. What do? We expose the largest industries in the United States. Man, if you're going to be in business, be in the business that pays the most. What is it? Financial services. Boom! I love that. I loved it. And they pay the most. And in here, they got a program here. Now listen to me now. They got a program. Ron started this thing with Petro and the rest of them. They're working it. You can become a VP in this company, which means like you're your own agency. That's start arriving. You're a rookie with a contract. How about that? When you get there and you do one transaction, the average transaction pays you $3,000. Sir, Rick, right, Rick?
Yes, sir.
How long does it take you to make $3,000 now?
A couple weeks.
Okay, great. How about 3.5 hours max after you have a security client? Would you like to trade off 3 weeks for 3.5 hours?
Yes.
How soon would you like to get started?
No.
Okay, good. See you later. Who brought you tonight?
Steve, but he's not here.
All right, well, then see me later. No, okay, no, so I don't know where Steve is. Okay, but the deal is, you'll get coached. You see, you're going to get coached. Did you hear me? 3 weeks, you said? 2 weeks, 3.5 hours. Remember the time, are you young?
Yes.
You're supposed to, right? So, how young are you?
I'm 45 years young.
Well, look at him, he had walked on that one. Okay, I'm for it. He looked like he was Esther Williams doing the stroke here, right? That's awesome. I wish I was here to fly. See, I'd like to swap you. I give you everything I got, and you would like that, okay? And I'll swap it. God came down here and said, swap. I just want to keep my wife, my knowledge. No, my wife, my knowledge, my kids, and the knowledge of the business. I'll swap with you in a heartbeat. You know why? Because I'm 45 and you're 60. Ooh, you'll be wealthy in 2 years. How about that? See, we have a system. We have a system. You got to learn the language. You say you're from Laos, right? I wouldn't even try to speak that language, but you do pretty good at it. How hard was English to learn?
It's easier than speaking Laos.
Yeah, amen. See, but you speak very good English, correct? Okay, in here you learn the language.
She said, how personal were your career in a company last week?
See, stud it. You're a stud. So, and I'm just going to say a few more things and get out of here because I don't want to overstay my welcome. But I want to tell you a story, okay, because it's true. See, now watch, you're young guys, right? Watch, this is all about the math. That's all this is. And by the way, I stink at math. Did lousy with algebra and I flunked geometry twice. Now don't tell me anybody that. I'm not proud of it. I didn't know what a trapezoid was. I had no use for a trapezoid. I don't use angles. I'm not going to be in construction. I hate squares. I don't like it. If you're square, I don't like it. Okay, rectangle, it made no sense to me. How many of you would make sense to it? Not me. You're an engineer. See, I knew that. Look at that. See? There's an exception to every rule right here, right? So I didn't do very good with that because I never use it. Now listen, so math and me don't get along, but I'll tell you what I can do pretty good. I can count money. How many of you can count money? All right, then you qualify. How about that? And listen to me. Math never lies. True or true? True. But you do. You lying dogs. See, you all block. How many of you lied before? Tell the truth now. You're lying right now. Raise your hand, boys. Stop lying and stop learning how to tell the truth and have a mission. Have a crusade. I love to see you got. The only way to win here is help somebody else get to where they want to be. Now, how's that? How cool is that? The predication for you to win is that. And they have a program in 90 days. You can be clueless, which you are. In this business, you can get the top contract and still not know a thing. If you're just coachable and listen to exactly what we say in 90 days. And you can get paid $3,000 for every personal transaction. And if you have like 3 or 4 other people doing transactions a month with you, okay, you're going to make over $127,000 a year. Now, why is that important? Because only 4% of the United States population does it, and they think they're primo. Why don't you see? The only difference between you and me is the way we think.
That's right.
Ain't that something? See, I believe I said, really? And they said, yeah. I said, show me how to do it and get out of the way. Does that make sense? So it's about the math, and the math is simple. It doesn't lie. 2 plus 2 is how much? 4. Oh, he almost got it. He's talking to me. Okay, 10 and 10 is what? Brilliant! You see, math never lies. Just you do it. Now here's the story. You better hang on and you better learn the story because you're about to lose it and you're morally responsible. I think your loved ones got to see this and you can't say it to them for them either. Okay, you all get overwhelmed with information and data. Let us do the talking with it for you. Does that make sense? So your partner, if you have a partner at home, they need to be coached. Let us come and meet with them or you bring them back here. We can even teach them the language to invite. You're a professional inviter. For the next 3 months, can you become a professional inviter? This is a game of common sense, common courtesy, and common decency. If you want to fit that bill, you can do this business. Does that make sense to you? You keep it simple. I can't stand anything complicated because I don't get it. Anything that confuses me, I don't want to do. Math doesn't lie, and here's the story. Here's why you better pay attention. See, over in Florida, we scare the heck out of people. We say, you're doing that. They get there. I said, we're here to make you very cranky. because you're about to lose your fortune and don't know it. And you got a moral sense of responsibility. Anybody you love. So if you have parents, why aren't they here? Or why don't they go see them? If you got brothers and sisters, why aren't they here? I want to help people I care about. And if you don't, then what kind of person are you? See, I challenge anybody to give us a better program. Challenge them. Haven't seen it yet. Smartest people in the world, best financial planners, they don't even know this stuff that's going on. Let me tell you a quick story. And you can write this guy's name down. Go check it out, because everything we say is verifiable, as a matter of fact, and most of you are sleeping. Most of the American public is sleeping at the wheel, right or right?
That's right.
Right.
Hello, they're so unfocused in an unfocused world. I can't believe it. They don't have a clue what's going on. They just exist. And then you get in, because that's the system you put yourself into, and then you become a victim of it. I love it. You know what I asked Lindsay? What do you do? He goes, I'm unemployable. He's been unemployable 4 years. How many of you would love to be unemployable? No, you want to be unemployable? He works for himself. When he wants to go fishing on Fridays, he doesn't call anybody up. He just goes. How many people want to be unemployed now? Right? You don't get the point? See, it's a business of language. Understand what the point is? Now listen to this guy. There's a guy named Dick Walker. Write his name down so you know who it is. Anybody ever hear of him before? His name is Dick Walker. He was the U.S. Controller. United States Controller. If any of you don't know what that is, let me make it clear to you. He's the head accountant for the United States. He resigned. He's now doing books and tapes and touring the United States. And he got really PO'd. How many of you, I love it, you see, how many of you are relying on Washington for your future? Okay, let me make it really clear to you. I love my country just as much as anybody in Santiago, as much as you for serving, so thank you for your service, okay? I'm totally, yeah, give a round of applause, that's awesome. And that ain't hyping for that, we need a lot of guys like Santiago. I never served, okay, but I admire every one of you, and I love my country dearly. If somebody messes with me, I'll pick it up too. Anybody want to come over here? Let's go. It's just the way it is, okay? However, I really don't like my uncle. At all. First of all, they keep asking for money for you, and they don't have to manage a thing. When you don't put a business person in Washington, they don't know what to do. They like to spend and give entitlement. I'm sick of it. How many of you are sick of it?
Yeah.
They ain't done yet. They're coming at you. And if you don't learn to make an adjustment, you're going to give it to them willingly. And I love tax-free. What's better, tax-deferred or tax-free?
Tax-free.
You're getting it. Whoa. See, I love that. Did you hear that? Now listen, this story you're going to learn is really simple because it has a time frame to it. So here's this guy, Dick Walker, was commissioned. He went back. Now you don't even know the names because we live in an oblivious world, right? But he had the GAO, which is the General Accounting Office, is one of the branches of the government, and he had the CBO. Now the CBO, you'll see it on the national news, CBO reports. And you all don't even know what the CBO is, am I right or right? You know what the CBO is, sir?
No.
See, what school is teaching you anything? Ooh. Education. Right. CBO is your Congressional Budget Office. It's a department that's run for the government, and whenever the controller, who's your head accountant, wants to see what things are going to cost, they put them through that and they do the analysis. For instance, when Obamacare was passed and put through, Obama was saying one thing, the CBO came back and said, a bipartisan group, it's not political, it's a branch of the government, came back and said, Mr. President, no. You're going to fire 2.5 million people, and all the premiums are going up, and so are the deductibles. That's the result of your bill. Did anybody pay attention to that? That's what the CBO does. Am I right or right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so CBO is important. They do all the reporting, so listen to this. He had them. He went back to them and said, listen, you know these knuckleheads? Yeah, I want a report from you. Tell me how much of $1 in the United States tax revenue that they collect from $1 runs these 4 divisions. Now listen to the divisions, okay? He said, I only want to cover Social and Security. Okay? You all heard that, right? Because you're paying mine. Thank you. Because you ain't getting it. It's broke. Okay? Social and Security. How many people agree with that? Okay? So Social and Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and the interest on the national debt. Those 4 areas. That's it. How much of a U.S. dollar do you think funds those 4 departments? Give me your guess. 70, not bad, okay? Take a guess. Out of $1, those 4 departments, how much money goes to those 4 departments? 80, not bad. Here it is, 76 cents. It's all about the math, folks. Can you run the United States government on 24 cents? No. Think. Okay, think. Then he said, listen to me. If they don't do anything, and you all know they're not doing anything, hello?
No.
Listen, I ran a government. I get it. I'm a qualified guy to talk. I wrote legislation, so don't argue with me because I know what I'm talking about. Woo! Right or right? Are you all with me?
Yeah.
I don't like when the boys are inactive. I want to take action. Action gets things done, not talk, not hyperbole. So, if they don't do anything by the year 2020, what do you think that 76 grows to, sir? Take a guess.
It's got 94, 95.
Whoa! He gets the door prize tonight, Ron. It's 92 cents. 8 cents is not going to run the United States government, all right? And if you think about it, expand your brain. Marines, the Navy, the Coast Guard, FBI, NASA. Where's NASA? NASA. All the departments of the government, all of them, Secret Service, the Forest Department, it's ridiculous. So, that's when they came back and said, as a result of that, and that's only 5.5 years away. Are we clear about that already? So check it out. It's coming to a theater near you, and you're sleeping at the wheel. And they said, as a result of that, here's what's happening. Now, watch this one. Miss, how many? You're an accountant, right? Are you familiar with the tax rates, the tax brackets in the United States?
Yes, somewhat.
Okay, do you know how many there are? There's 6. Okay, there are 6 tax brackets in the United States. See, this is an economics lesson. How we doing?
Good.
Hello, fine. Want me to go home? What are you doing? All right, so there's 6 tax brackets. I'm only going to give you 3. Here's what he said. He said, out of the 3 I'm going to give you, here's what's going to happen as a result of the inactivity of what we just spoke about. The 10%, which is the lowest one right now, the 10% tax bracket is now going to become 25. The 25% tax bracket is now going to 63%. The 36.9% tax bracket, the highest one right now, and by the way, how many of you think that's really high? Hello, raise your hands if you think it's high. See, the truth is, it's one of the lowest in the history of the United States. It's only been lower 2 other times in the history of the United States. But we're sleeping at the wheel because we're a public that forgets real quick. Just like that. That 36.9 is targeted to go all the way up to 88%. Boom! Now you'll have $1 million in your 401k. And when they take $880,000 out of it, how are you going to live on 120? And by the way, that didn't count the fees you have. You see, you got to understand what's going on to get committed to the game and then go make a difference. Because the products that are traded, and by the way, this product only came out and really perfected in about 2000 and 2004. Another day for that. We'll train you on all this crap. And why? They wrote the codes to do this in the tax code. Now, listen to your government, your boys and girls. How many of you ever heard the term loophole?
Yeah.
You ever figure out what that meant? What's that mean, sir?
The way to get through.
And what's that?
The way to get through.
To go around it, right? So why do they write a law and then write a loophole to go through it or around it?
So they could.
Exactly. So why aren't we smart enough to ask them what the loophole is so we know what they're doing so we do it? Hello? Am I right or right?
Right.
That's exactly what we're talking to you about. We're just giving you the law, I was on the phone with some of these guys with Ron about 2 weeks ago, citing what the laws are to the very people that are making these products and saying, is this the law? Yeah, well, okay. See, you got to learn, and we apply the law for people to take advantage of it. How many of you feel that's pretty cool? So we teach you the story so you can have this available to you. It's not a joke. It's a story. We tell you. We educate you. It's not hard because if an idiot like me can get it, then everybody can. And it's a neat story because it changes your life. You're 22, you said?
26.
What would you do if you're wealthy by the time of 28? Would you be surprised? See, start dreaming. You're not dreaming big enough. Okay, well, you're 22.
Yeah.
What would you do at 25 being Mr. Cool?
Oh no.
I love this. There's only one kind of money. You know what it is? What is it?
What?
It's only one kind of money. Do you know what it is?
Tax-free.
Oh, very good, but that's not the right answer.
It's my money.
What? Your money?
Mine.
He's very good. You got it. There's only one kind of money, not enough. I had one lady go, no. I go, don't give me this primitive stuff. Let me make it clear to you, okay? Here's the truth. Okay, I got what she meant. She means that she only needed a certain amount to be happy and satisfied in her life. I got it clearly as soon as she said it, okay? You all have your threshold of understanding. The only difference between you and me is the way we think. See, I think there's only one kind, not enough. I think God made the world abundant in all things. I think we're sinning by letting people starve, be homeless. There's everything available to make the world work, and we're not making it work. We're the screwed up people. Am I right or right?
Right.
See, if you learn the rules and apply them, you can win. This man and his company has made that all available through a proven system that nobody else has what he's done. Nobody! That's pretty. I check stuff out. I don't like to jump into anything. And then he annoyed the crap out of me. I was perfectly willing to be retired and published. But happy! And then he disturbed my life again. Okay, so I'm a little cranky with him. And then I go to retrain with him. Okay, but what a great time, after all those years, to come back to work again. It's a blessing. I'm blessed to be here. I hope I didn't blow you away a little bit. I hope you understand the system. I hope you know the opportunity is enormous. I hope you understand you're responsible to make a difference in the work. Ask me what I do for a living, Greg.
What do you do for a living?
I profoundly make a difference in people's lives. How about you? Boom! You see, that's that, and that's exactly what you see. You can't get paid here unless you make a difference profoundly in somebody else's life. You know how strong that is? I don't apologize to be right. I love the word he used, the truth. You can't argue the truth. This is not open for debate or discussion, and we're right. And now I'm going to, you get in my way, I'm going to run you over. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. We're looking for leaders. You older people, you got younger people in your life, you got brothers and sisters, you got retirement accounts like crazy. You youngins, well, you got parents, you got siblings, we're going to teach you the language of it. This room, there's no room in this room next week. You ought to have a room. All right? You led the country. Okay, how'd you do this week? I want to see it again next week, and you keep repeating because you're a communicator. The quality of your life is the quality of your communication. Hello? Yep. And it's the way to communicate, and we'll teach you the language. Is that fair enough? So did I do enough?